Hey, good morning to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum show. Hope you're doing well today. Good morning, sunshine. Anyway, I do hope you're all doing well today. We are live on the show. It is before 9 o'clock today. I told you one day we'll get there. Getting better organized, getting back in the swing of things. Still got to redo the thumbnail and all that kind of jazz and the text and all that and get back into that. But I really just wanted to do the live thing first. And I'll get back to the whole social media optimization later. Anyway, today is our Tuesday programming where we're changing it up. Now we're getting to the next level. And I wanted to I was sitting there making my schedule for my son who has coaching once a week and scheduling in my calendar because I already had time with them each on doing stuff. And I was putting that in and I said, I was thinking, why don't we as adults schedule coaching for ourselves? Get it for our kids, we'll pay the money, let them join baseball and soccer and football and softball and volleyball and lacrosse, all these different sports, chess, whatever, or swimming, tennis, any one of these things. We pay for all the coaching, but we stop paying for coaching for ourselves. We stop getting coaching for ourselves. And I want to dive into that conundrum a little bit here when we do our Tuesdays about getting to the next level and how coaching is really beneficial to getting to the next level. We see it for the kids. We just don't see it for ourselves. Like we know everything. Why do we buy it for the kids? Because they don't know anything. Who says we do? Are you already at the next level that you wanted to achieve? Are you looking to get to another level in your life, your personal, your business, or what have you? And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today, coaching. Why do we resist getting coaching? And this was our 1265th episode, by the way. So that's cool. Anyway, and we are on podcast too. So if you want to find us in a podcast format, you can find us in any of the platforms that do podcasting. And give us a like if you don't mind. Give us a like on YouTube. Give us a like we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and then the podcasting platforms. We're also on Twitter. I just don't post live anymore because I pay extra for that. And I really don't want to pay extra for that yet. Anyway, so coaching. Why do we buy coaching for our kids and don't pay for coaching for ourselves? Some of us do. I'm not saying not everyone does. I do it. I pay for that all the time. I do get a coach. I get a mentor. Different things that I'm working on in my business, my personal life. Not so much personal. Well, yeah, a little bit of both. They overlap a little bit because every one of my coaches and mentors I hire talk about getting your personal health in gear and doing that as well as getting your business and your career mind in gear. So I get a little bit of both. I just don't have a strict exercising coach per se. But why do we get coaches? Like I pay a lot of money. I don't pay a good chunk of money for once a week. My son goes and gets a batting and fielding coach activity on top. So think about it. We're too busy, right? We're too busy for coaching. Well, think about our kids. Kids, they go to school, or in case during the summer they go to camp, and then after camp, he goes to, he does his thing. He enjoys life a little bit, and then at night I take him to once a week to a coach where he learns how to play ball, and he's gotten better, to be honest with you. So why don't we apply the same methodology for stuff? Is it because we feel like we've maxed out, but then we want to get paid more money, right? So did we really max out? Another question. Do we want to go on more vacation? Do we want to find more time in life? And all these things that we complain about or don't have or say we don't have or wish we had, but yet we don't invest the time or in the expertise or the assistance from others to help us get to those levels. And that's kind of just, I would love to hear comments from people. If you watch the show or listen, what holds you back from, do you have a coach or a mentor or taking a class? But let's just stick on the coaching part for right now. What prevents you from hiring a coach? Is it you're afraid to say, to your coworkers. I was reading that relationship book, and the one person, she was talking about how she was going to get divorced and all this, and her spouse. And in there, she was worried about what her friends would think. So, do we, more than our kids? Kids don't think about that. Kids are like, oh, I'm just going to coach. As adults, are we afraid of what others will think, that because we hire a coach, maybe we're not good enough? Maybe our ego gets in our way of hiring a coach. Is your ego getting in your way of hiring a coach or taking a class, even once a week? I got a program I offer coaching. We do mastermind stuff. You want to do group, you can hide in the woodwork and be in the background if you want. Message me if you're interested. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Go ahead and just send me a message, chat, whatever, on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. If you're interested in such a program, you can sit in the background and see what it's like. But we hesitate. So is it our ego that prevents us from hiring a coach? I find it interesting. I coach at a local business, and I offer to all of them coaching opportunities. Be amazed how many people are afraid to death to talk coaching. One, they maybe think they know more than me. Maybe they, and in most of the cases, they do know more than I do. Because as a good coach, I'm not necessarily telling you what to do. I'm helping you discover what you should do. And that's what a good coach does. Because you discover those way, and I help you discover that path. Because I'm not a PhD, right? I coached PhDs. I managed PhDs, but I am not the PhD. I'm not the rocket scientist. Though I wrote a book on something rocket science stuff. Anyway, I'll show that another day. Description. Going off the tangent. But is it our ego? Is it that we feel we're better than them? Maybe. Are we hitting our goals that we want to have? Maybe. Do you want to hit higher levels? Do you want to get to the next level? There's a process of getting to the next level. There's things we got to do. Just like when I hire a coach for my son to learn about baseball. I wish I had that capability. I did not have it because I didn't have a job. Back when I was a kid, we didn't have that much money to go do stuff. We had money to go, whatever. My parents still, but if I would have showed an interest in that, I don't doubt that my parents would have paid for it if they could, right? Or if I had a desire. I didn't have a desire for doing that. It wasn't in my mindset. But if your mindset is to be good at your craft, to be good at your job, to be the best salesperson, to be the best business owner, to expand your business, doesn't it make sense to hire a coach? Sometimes it's a mentor or coach because they've done it so many different times, so many different companies. They bring that knowledge, and that you get to, and this is the key that people don't get. By hiring a coach, you get their knowledge and experiences in that coaching session, and you don't necessarily have to relive it. You're going to have to relive some of them yourself. You're going to have to do it, what they coach you with, and then do it and experience it. But they already had the experiences. They share with you what worked for them, what didn't, what are the options. Maybe they're looking at things that you're not because you're head down in what you're doing every day. But again, I just want to come back to the fact that we will pay for coaching for our kids, our spouses, for others, but not ourselves. I mean, if you're a good boss at a business, you will pay for coaching or training for your employees. Question is, are you taking that coaching? Are you taking advantage of coaching and training for yourself as the boss? You should be, because that's how you get better. So I just want to share that with you as a thought process and challenge everyone here. And if you have a question about coaching, how do I get a coach? What do I do? Feel free to message me on LinkedIn, chat. I'm always on there looking, see if anybody needs any help with anything. More than happy to chat with you on the text things and stuff like that. And if we need to have a 15-minute conversation on what you're looking to do or what your questions are. So question yourself, why don't I hire a coach for myself? Is it money? You get the money to pay. I mean, think about it this way. Where would your kid benefit more? you being able to provide for them and take care of them, provide them send them a good school, buy them a coach, get them things they need, get them to school, maybe college one day or whatever, or for yourself or your spouse. If you're getting coached on how to get better at what you do, you'll stand out. And then sooner or later, you will get to the next level, making more income, whether you be a business, you be selling more stuff, where you're in your career, you be advancing in your career, maybe just exploration, just coming up with ideas. So those are the kind of things that you would be in a better, happier spot because you're being coached. You're being pushed along. Sometimes that's the other thing, good thing about coaches. And when I hire coaches sometimes, because my kid doesn't listen to me, right? Sometimes we don't listen to ourselves either. Sometimes we need a coach to tell us the obvious thing that's going on that we're not doing right. A lot of times that's what I hired a coach for, is to tell my kid, because my kid's not going to listen to me as the parent, right? Are we not listening to ourselves as ourself? And maybe we need a coach to act as that independent person who sees things about ourselves we don't. Maybe that's what we're afraid too. Maybe it's not just ego. Maybe we're afraid that someone else will see something that we need to improve. And we just don't want to let that out there. We're worried that what everyone else will think of us if we express that or discover that or let people tell us what we're missing. Maybe we're afraid of what other people will think. So think about that. I just wanted to share that with you. And it goes to businesses too. You're amazed how many businesses could benefit from a coach. I was looking at some businesses the other day and just looking at them like, oh my God, you could do so much better, or at least 10% better, right? Who wouldn't want to have 10%? Anyway, with that, I want to wish you the best today. Today is Tuesday, getting to the next level. Think about it. Think about what you're willing to pay for coaching for your kid, but you're not willing to pay for it for yourself. Why? Is it ego? Is it what you're afraid other people will think? Are you afraid if someone will share with something that you need to work on? You just going to ignore it? Let it. Maybe it'll go away. It never goes away. Anyway, with that, maybe that was a little too straightforward, but I do want to wish you have a great day. I want to wish you a great day. I want to wish you a happy scrumming. I want to wish you good luck on your next adventure, and we'll see you soon. With that, take care, everyone, and enjoy. Have a little fun. It wasn't so non-fun, no happy. Take care, everyone. Bye.